This is Solo P1. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to the Debrief episode 12. And it is a bit late, but it is what it is. We haven't got Formula One for over 3 weeks now. So I thought to myself, I don't want to rush it. I'll do it when I've got time. I was busy with my channel, busy with work stuff and up and down, being busy. Personal commitments. But I'm doing the video now, Debrief, episode 12. Really, we knew what was going to happen in the race. We're just going to break down a couple of stuff. We're going to break down Carlos Sainz's aero damage, which Toto Ama will break down himself, the analysis. We might talk about strategy, I don't know. I'm just going to wing this video. But this is Toto Abba. How's it going, Toto?
Yeah, man.
Everything's cool? Everything's cool?
Yeah, everything's cool, man. Everything's cool.
Got my laptop already, got my notes. It's not going to be a quick debrief. We're just going to just wing it today. But well, let's start with Carlos Sainz with that 5% aero damage. So, what are you saying about Sainz?
Yeah, man. Sainz 5% aero damage, and you can see the race was over straight after that, because after that he was losing performance every single lap, especially going into Eau Rouge. He was getting his straight line speed was going. His corner weren't that good.
No.
And you can see every time he was getting past was going into Eau Rouge, because he had performance loss, which caused his straight line speed to go down, which caused
slow down. I can't hear probably. In case someone's what you talk fast, go. So he's got 5% aero damage.
Yeah, 5% aero damage. And then Sainz, of course, just a little bit performance loss can actually affect you for the whole race.
Oh, yeah.
Especially when Sainz was going into Eau Rouge.
Yeah.
He was just getting overtaken by the Williams, by the midfield teams, which he shouldn't be getting overtaken by. And this was actually a good track for Ferrari since Leclerc got the pole. It was actually a good track for Ferrari. But that little bit of performance loss could actually affect you, just like with Verstappen last season. Verstappen last season at Silverstone, he had a good car behind him, then had an incident involved in the race, and then he had performance loss.
Yeah. I
think he had a 1 or 2% performance loss. But again, that 1-2% can just creep up, and you're going to have more performance loss,
of course,
and then more position you're going to lose.
Because the thing about it, I'm not a big fan of practice. Sometimes I like to listen to me. If I could change the rules, I'd make it we just have one practice, maybe two. I wouldn't have 3 practice. I think having the 3rd practice on the Saturday's pointless. Now, the reason why they have practice is because they need, every track is different. We agree on that one, yeah? Every track is different.
Yeah.
So when they go to different tracks, their cars are going to act different on different tracks. There's different load levels, different suspensions, different ride height. It depends. So they need practice sessions to dial in the car, which I get it. You need to. You can't just go to any track, start the car up and go. It doesn't work that way. It's Formula One. Very complex. Very complex. Very complex. So they need to dial the car, and I get it. They're the best engineers in the world. I get it. It's got the best technology in the world. I get it. Fastest cars in the world. I get it. So they need to dial in the cars. There's so many moving parts in the Formula One cars. It's so many. I'm not an expert, but I know that. But the thing about it, yeah, the reason why, look, they can set up a car like Mercedes. They will set up a car now these days, they will set up the car for the race. They know they're not going to get pole. They know the pole position is going to Red Bull. We get it. We understand that. But the thing about it, yeah, if you imagine if you're an engineer and you're a mechanic, you're setting up that car for the weekend and you think, right, we're not going to get qualified and go for the race. Like with Ferrari, just set up the car for the race as well. Ferrari coming to a race day, and if that car gets clipped, even a hairline fracture, Ferrari proved at Spa, Sainz got clipped and 5% aero damage. Now, in the old days, they would not know about that because obviously they didn't have the computers. These days, they've got computers. So when the car gets hit, they know exactly what's happening. 5% aero damage. Like in a normal road car, the old average person in a road car, if you get 5% damage on your car, it's not going to do nothing. But with a Formula One car, because there's so much moving parts,
Different. Yeah.
5% aero damage is a lot, and it proves Science. Look how much cars was passing him. In a way, I feel sorry for Science because I think Science is a very good driver. He's just in a crap team at the moment. It's not necessarily that they're crap. They got the money, but there's no leaders in that team. When Schumacher was there, and they had Frank Toss, and you had the Brawn, there were leaders. They knew where they was going. But this team, it's too Italian. They need to branch out.
Yeah, you can see. Yeah,
It's too Italian.
Look,
They need to branch out and look in other countries for the
Yeah,
best engineers. That's just my
yeah, I
opinion.
agree, man. And again with Ferrari, back in the day, when I had Ross Brawn running the team, British,
Exactly.
and I had that British intelligence. You know how smart the British are.
Yeah.
But
When it comes
it's
to
not just
stuff like
Britain.
that. It's not just Britain,
It's
Germany.
British, Germany. There's a mix
Yeah.
of countries in that team working as engineers, mechanics,
Yeah.
factory work, fixing the car if it's damaged. Because you know, every time when a car crashes,
Yeah.
like a bad crash has to spend overnight.
Yeah.
Remember that time with McLaren Alonso, I think it was 2016, when he had that bad crash at Melbourne.
Yeah.
And all his car went into pieces.
Exactly.
That's what the engineers had to do back in the factory. But with Ferrari, the whole team is Italian. There's no mixture.
No.
There's no nothing. There's no nothing.
I heard that they're
It's just one nationality.
I heard that they're gonna reach out and they're gonna try and look outside of Italy. We'll see how it goes. We don't know yet, but they're saying they're gonna see outside of Italy, outside of the Italy bubble. But we'll see what happens. But again, talking about the aero damage, you get aero damage, 5%. You can see what happens. That could be the end of your race. Personally, I think they should have retired Sainz a bit earlier. I think Sainz should have been out of there a long time ago. When it was plumb last, and when they brought him in, I forgot what lap it was when they brought him in. When they brought him in into the pits, I was thinking, there you go, he's retired, he's finished. Yeah, that's it. But they're letting go back out again. I don't understand why Ferrari done that. They could have saved their engine because you never know when you're going to need that engine. They was putting miles on that engine and didn't need to. When he got the 5% aero damage, and you could actually see on the data that he was losing time when he was at the back. There was pointless going. He weren't in the points. So you should have just got him out of there, retired the car early, saved the engine. That's what I would have done. But it is what it is. He retired. Aero balance. It's a shame. But again, Oscar Piastri getting a bit of damage at the beginning as well. Oscar broken car. I know this is a debrief, but we're going to talk about Oscar Piastri. Amazing driver, future Formula One
champion.
champion.
We've got topics to talk on, don't we? We always do this.
Yeah, Formula One champion. Maybe the occasion got the best of him. I don't know. What do you think? The occasion got the best of Oscar Piastri.
I know, because you're talking about the incident at the beginning.
Yeah. His race was done by then.
The incident at the beginning. It's where Sainz got involved as well.
Yeah.
And Piastri got involved, and plus, I think after that lap, he got a DNF and he retired the car after.
Mm-hmm.
And Piastri, I don't know where he qualified. I think he qualified a decent. Did he qualify about like 8th or 7th or something like that?
No, he was.
In the qualifier.
He was second or third. He was just behind Max, I'm sure.
Yeah, he had a good qualifying. Sorry if I don't remember some because the race was a couple, but I do remember some incidents, especially like at the beginning with Piastri, and he had I think he had.
But do you think the occasion got the better?
I think he had front wing damage in there.
Yeah, do you think the occasion got the better of him? Do you think being on the front row? Because I think he was on the front row because Max wasn't there because he had a 5 plays penalty because he was getting a gearbox.
Yeah, qualified.
So he was at the front. So what I'm saying is, do you think the occasion got the better of him? You think him finishing Him starting at the front row of the grid. Do you think he got scared? You think he bottled it? That's what I'm saying. Did you think he bottled it?
Yeah, you could. I don't know, but what if it was a yes or no answer? I'm not going to sit on the fence. I don't think the occasional got the best of him because,
Fair enough.
of course, the ones behind him who actually caused the incident, they're the ones that actually caused the incident. I think Piastri, he's a good front runner. If F2 was a good front runner,
So he comes second in the sprint, is he? He was second in the sprint behind Max Verstappen, and Max Verstappen got the 5-place grid penalty. So I think he was on the front row.
Yeah. So if you finish second in the sprint,
I'll get the qualifying on. I'm just double checking. Yeah. So basically, the qualifying for the weekend, I got it on here. So qualifying, the qualifying was Max Verstappen. He got pole, but Max Verstappen had a grid penalty. Oscar Piastri was 6th in the qualifying, but in the sprint, he was second. I'm gonna talk about the sprint now. You know, in the sprint race, the sprint, you know, the standalone.
Sprint qualifying.
Yeah, he got second in the sprint. In the sprint, he was second.
And the race started second.
I think, yeah, he started second, yeah, behind Max Verstappen. Sprint grid, he was second. Sprint grid, he got a 1:49.067, and Max Verstappen got a 1:49.
When did he start in the race? The main
I think he was at the front row because everybody was. It was a big deal because everybody's saying Oscar Piastri. Yeah, that's the one. Sainz was behind him.
First.
That was the sprint grid and the sprint race. That was the sprint race, and everybody was going, yeah, brilliant. He's on the front row. And what happened? He damaged his car. Do you think the occasion got the better of him? Do you think being a rookie?
Yeah, you explain that well there. And by you saying that, I think it could have got the occasional because Sainz is actually putting them under pressure.
Yeah.
Because the way they started, Piastri second, Sainz first, Sainz in the second row, Piastri on the first row. And you know, soon that dash to the first, it's not really a big straight for the start where the start and finish line for Belgium is. It's just a couple kilometres turning. But I think, I'm just going to say it out. I think the occasion did get better, could have got better with him. Piastri,
he's only human at the end of the day.
Actually put him under pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sainz put him under pressure.
He got kind of swallowed up, didn't he?
The whole incident, I think he got sandwiched up between Sainz and Piastri, got a little bit of collision.
Yeah.
And that's what caused them to get Sainz to aero damage, and Piastri, I think, some front wing, also had a problem with his car. So I think the occasion could have got better with him at the end of the day. That's my opinion. I think it did.
Yeah, but you live and learn, you know? You make mistakes and then you learn from it. I still think he's a Formula 1 champion in the making, more than one as well. If he goes to the right team, he makes the right decisions. At the moment, he's on course. He's in a good team at the moment. But kind of McLaren kind of fell away a little bit this weekend, just a touch. You know, I expected more from McLaren. But there's one thing you say about Mercedes, they're consistent. You know, they are consistent. So I'm looking at, I'm going to Mercedes just briefly, talking about Mercedes and their car setups. There was running different wing setups, wasn't they? There was testing out wing setups. George and Lewis was. I think George had the bigger wing. I think he had a bigger wing, and I think Lewis had the smaller wing.
Front or rear?
Yeah, the rear wing levels. It was the levels. So there was running different rear wing levels setups. Across the weekend, I think Lewis had the better setup, what suited him. But the thing about it, when Lewis out-qualified George Russell, they never said nothing about they said, oh yeah, it's because of the wing levels. It doesn't matter about the wing. Sometimes I think at Spa, I don't think that's really going to come. I think the wing levels, I think, are more suited for places like Baku and Monaco. Not so much on Spa, in my opinion. I might be wrong.
Yeah, the smaller. Yeah.
The bigger wing.
Smaller wing. The bigger wing is the bigger wing.
The bigger wing is more for the Monaco. I thought, like Monaco and Baku, maybe not for the corners. I don't know. That's what thought. I thought that's what it was.
I think because
the bigger wing, the better.
When Ricciardo used to drive for Red,
Yeah. But
I
this is
think the
just
smaller wing.
this is just the
Because
wing levels, though. They're just talking about the wing levels. But they were running both of the drivers. They were running different wing levels, over the weekend. That's all I'm saying. That there was running
not
different.
high and low wing,
Yeah,
something
yeah.
like that.
That's it. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but I think, of course, a lower wing, I think suits the straight line speed tracks because,
Yeah.
say if you've got aerodynamic percentage, yeah, a higher percentage, of course, is better for like corner tracks. But I think the lower wing with lower drag levels,
Yeah.
suits the straight line speed tracks, and that's what it actually does.
Yeah.
If you're on a high wing, of course, I think it suits more corners, but low wings suits more straights. But look, I'm not an expert.
The higher the downforce, in the higher downforce is better for the corners.
Corners, yeah, and low wings.
Like the corners, the better the downforce, but you don't want to, because if you have too much downforce, you get too much drag. So it's leveling it out, isn't it? It's like leveling it out. But I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. But that's all I got to say really on that matter with Mercedes. They was running different wing levels over the weekend, experimenting again, still in experiment mode. We'll see how it goes. Like I said, this car is the W13, but just messed up really. They got rid of the porpoising. Actually, talking about the porpoising, Lewis Hamilton at the end of the race was saying he felt a bit of porpoising in the car. It is what it is, isn't it? We'll see what happens. The best thing about this season is when the season finishes, they just get this car and throw it in the bin and blow it up. Because at the end of the day, they should have changed. They should have changed direction like Aston Martin did, and they was too stubborn, and then it never happened. So now they're stuck with this car to the end of the season, and we'll see what happens. And it's not guaranteed. And it's not guaranteed they're going to come back and win it next season. It's not guaranteed. It's not.
Oh God, because Aston Martin, of course,
There's a delay with your screen.
But they had the same concept with the Red Bull car, and then Mercedes. What they have to do to actually get a benefit of them is actually have the same concept of the Red Bull, just to try and replicate that. So, but look, man, Mercedes should have changed the concept this year. They probably would have got better. But now with Mercedes, it's just track dependent now. We've got to rely on the good tracks.
Yeah.
At one time, he got pole. Yeah, he had pole. And then the car just bottled it. It just, when it hungry, it could be down to the driver and it could be down to the car. At Hungary, he got pole. And then he lost place to Piastri and all. Why am I talking about Hungary? But I'm just saying, he lost positions at Hungary. And it's just track dependent for Mercedes there. It's just track dependent for Mercedes.
Yeah, talking about the downforce, I'll just but I know what you mean. But the downforce increases vertical force on the tires, increasing the grip. So it forces the pressure down on the tires to get a better grip on the corners, allowing the car to travel faster as well through the corners. So that's what the downforce means. But yeah, that's it, man. That's what we're talking about. It's ended. It's the end of the debrief. This is the last debrief now for 3 weeks. No more Formula 1 for 3 weeks, which I'm kind of glad about because I'm kind of done with Formula 1.
I don't want to see Max winning every single race.
I'm done. I'm done with it,
I know.
The 2021 season was so good. It was I don't know why they didn't just keep the regulations the way they was.
It mashed up the car because in 2022, I think after 2021 regulation change, when 2022 hit, it's just most of the cars are just porpoising. All season, we'll just mention about the porpoising every single flipping race in 2022. Oh, it got done my head in, man. It's just the FIA messed up the cars. It messed up the cars, and now we've got to deal with this now. 2021 Mercedes is a rocket. Hit their Red Bull. McLaren was good. The teams would have came, but look, they said FIA changed regulations just to suit the team so they can be more far away.
Yeah.
For me, they changed the relegation to suit Red Bull. That's what they did.
Yeah.
The change of relegation,
and
to
then the
suit
turning
everyone.
around
And you can see that.
and the turning around and saying, other teams just gonna catch up. No, it's not easy as that.
No,
It's not easy as that. The way if someone fixes
even working the team.
if someone fixes a system the way it's supposed to, if someone's internally fixing it to suit a certain team, yeah, that's it. There's nothing you can do. You just got to look. They're talking about now the new rules: a larger front wing, but with less downforce. This is what's coming into Formula One. Is going to make F1 more exciting. That's what they're saying now. The larger the front wing, but with less downforce. So basically, they're trying to close the gap between the teams. They're trying to close the gap, which they're not doing it now, are they? Because let's face it, they can come out and plug it as much as they want. Yeah. They can come out and plug it as much as they want. This season has been horrendous. It's horrendous.
I know.
So what you doing next? What you doing now? Because I'm checking something. So what you doing for your future videos? I'm gonna head off in a minute.
Yeah, I think maybe when I'm on my holiday, I might do a quick video on my phone about driver ratings for the mid-season. I could do that because the likes of there's lots of drivers that have been good. A few shouters like Alexander Albon getting the most out of Williams, Alonso, wicked in the Aston Martin, putting some results up there. Yeah, driver rankings, driver ratings out of 10, could do that. And yeah, man, even though I'm on holiday, I might whack up my phone, do a quick video wherever I'm staying, edit it on my video editor on my phone, and upload it. So look, videos are still coming, man. And plus, we could still do videos on StreamYard or Restream, whatever, man. I'm still doing the videos on my channel.
Or drag or use it as a crap or that. Yeah. Told you, I'm sure they're saying the bigger wing gives it better downforce. For, for the small tracks like Monaco. That's what I'm looking on here for cars. Because I'm not really technical saying that way, but I look sometimes and it says on there the bigger wing is better for the corners because it gives it more drag and more grip for the tyres. But it is what it is.
Well,
it is what it is.
I thought the smaller wing would suit it because like smaller cars suit like the corner tracks. I thought the same with the wing. That's what I thought. But
yeah, but that's what I'm looking at.
Yeah,
but Formula One cars are slightly different, aren't they?
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm going to be heading off anyway. It is what it is. We're probably both wrong, I don't know. But we're just trying to drag the video out, guys. That's all. To try and make it entertaining. It's not really entertaining. It's a debrief, let's face it. We're not really here for excitement. We're here to talk about the technical, about the race and how Ferrari could have done better, or any team. We picked Ferrari this week because of science, what happened with science. And we're just trying to let you know how many parts in a Formula One car, and as soon as it loses just a little bit of downforce and damage, how much the car can just go off. That's why the cars are going to be perfect. Cars are very sensitive.
Yeah.
They're not like road cars. They can they take a knock, it's game over. So that's it, man. That's the end of it. So this is Solo P1 signing out. Check out Toto's channel. All the links in the description below. Thank you very much, guys, for joining us. See you later, guys. I'll just put the intro on for you. Bye.
On the brakes, Leclerc has that inside right. Perez goes off the track, comes to chicane, off goes Leclerc, through goes Hamilton. Unbelievable stuff.
It's me again. I just got to put the intro on.
On the brakes, Leclerc has that inside right. Perez goes off the track, comes to chicane, off goes Leclerc, through goes Hamilton. Unbelievable
See you later,
stuff.
guys.